Hi, I'm Gareth Morris from What If Projects. We're working together with the Tower Hamlets team, the Liveable Streets team on the development of Arnold Circus. We're currently at concept design stage. We started by looking at movement around the circus, and our key priorities here were to prioritise the active travel modes, so walking and cycling, to provide shared spaces where we may need to between Calvert Avenue and Navarre Street, and to remove the bus route and limit refuse vehicles around the circus. In terms of layout and finishes, our priorities have been about environmental sustainability, to introduce as much permeable surfaces as possible, to provide level access. So this means between carriageway and footway, so we have a level route in between, to reduce noise pollution, to respect local heritage and identity, and to create a third tier to the boundary gardens. So the colours here kind of look at the two different finishes. So the darker brown is the shared space, which could be a York stone type finish, and then the lighter brown is a loose gravel finish, potentially. The white ring is a continuation of the granite curb, so it's an idea that you're actually entering into this new public realm zone, creating a setting for boundary gardens. In terms of greening, our key principles have been introducing as much green areas as possible that complement and enhance local biodiversity, that we provide opportunities for community ownership and food growing, that we introduce new street trees, and that we provide in-ground planting. So these darker green areas are our principal greening areas, mostly located in front of residential blocks, but also in front of Virginia School. And also through this public realm, we're looking to improve the entrance at Hocker Street to the school. At other entrances, Navarre Street, Camlet, Club Row, Rochelle Street, and Palissy Street, we're introducing modal filters here. So this provides access solely for bicycles and also pedestrians into the space. We've looked at best practice examples of how to achieve better permeability and SUDs, so sustainable urban drainage. So we're looking at examples of open paving and also loose gravel finishes. So if you imagine the image on the right-hand side, this is kind of a loose gravel finish where you have greening popping through, trees popping through, and also potentially seating areas. So that could span the width of the current carriageway at Arnold Circus. So our primary surface materials will be York stone, which reflects the existing footways around the circus, and then also to kind of look at open paving panels potentially. So these could be brick size modules or square modules, and that combined with a loose gravel finish. In terms of greening, we would start with the existing palette of plant species in boundary gardens, and through introducing our new gardens, we would want to enhance and complement this type of planting. So it's a broad range of species, mostly woodland type species, but also fruit trees. We also want to introduce opportunities for food growing. So there could be potential spaces where we could introduce containers or planters, which then become adopted by local residents or local community groups, or even local businesses. So this is an idea of how how they might start to be planted up. So they're large enough planters that you could actually get small fruit trees within them. In terms of furniture, we would want to work with the original Arnold Circus stool, which was recently designed by Martino Gamper. And this is used also by the friends of Arnold Circus. And the idea is to kind of use this module and maybe, which is currently in plastic, but then to have it in different materials, potentially concrete, timber, steel, or even tiled. And these could be permanent bits of furniture. They could also be bollards. And also they lend themselves to wayfinding and placemaking. So this looks at the new surfaces. So the dark area here will be York stone type paving, which is a kind of vehicle route through the circus. And then the lighter area is our loose self-binding gravel. So in total, we have nearly 2,000 square meters of new permeable surfaces, which provide sustainable surface drainage. It reduces noise and also reduces sunlight reflection. We introduce new street infrastructure. So there's an opportunity to introduce 50 food growing plots through using these containers. We can introduce new cycle stands, which will be distributed around the circus, and 200 square meters of new plant beds. We could also introduce new terraces in front of businesses along Calvert Avenue, Navarra Street. And then the final bit of infrastructure is our new street trees. We think there are spaces to introduce perhaps 25 more or even more street trees around the circus, which could provide shade and also increase local biodiversity.